All right, guys, Dave Rogamoser here, and in video number 3, we're going to be talking about the post-webinar actions to take immediately after your webinar. So please have a celebration, be excited about completing your webinar here, but then as soon as you're done celebrating, you want to come in and you want to make some of these changes so you can reset and be ready for next week. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Webinar Jam. I'm going to talk through the steps here, and then I'm going to show you screenshots of what you need to do. So first thing we need to do is we need to clone the webinar that we just completed. Inside there, you're going to make a clone of that. The second thing you want to do is after you clone it, go into that clone, open up the basic configurations tab, and just change the name. So it'll say, for example, 913. If you host your webinar there, the clone is going to say 913 clone. You'll just want to change the name to 920. You want to change the date and the time in the webinar schedules section to be the date and time for the next week, and then save that all the way through. And that's going to get you all ready to integrate back into your landing page here. So some screenshots, you want to click on My Webinars. You want to find the webinar you just did, click on Edit, and then click Clone. Secondly, you want to change the name here in the configuration tab of that new one. Thirdly, you want to come in, you want to add a new time, you want to delete the time that just happened in the clone, like you want to save that thing all the way through there. Pretty simple stuff there, guys. But let us know if you have questions. And then after that, you want to go into ClickFunnels. And now we need to integrate the new webinar you created in Webinar Jam back into your registration page. So when people hit that registration page, they're going to go and be sent to the new webinar, register for the new webinar, not the old one here. And so first thing is you want to open up that webinar registration page and change the date on there. If you have the date on your landing page, make sure you change that. Secondly, you want to integrate that new webinar. So you're going to click on the email button on the right-hand side of the screen. Then you're going to remove the integration from last week, and you're going to reset up a new one here. After you do that, you'll be able to select your webinar in the drop-down. And if you don't see your webinar, the new one that you just created in there, you might just need to click Refresh List from API here. And then also what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your webinar confirmation page, and you want to change the date on there. So some screenshots, you're going to open up ClickFunnels, you're going to click on Edit Page for your webinar registration page. You're going to come in here, and number 1 there, you're going to change the date and time on the landing page. And then also on the right-hand side, you want to click Email over there, number 2. It's going to pop open a tab like this. First of all, you're going to remove the integration, and then you're going to go through the steps there, 2, 3, and 4, to find your registration, the new webinar that you just created, and then you want to save that thing. And then you go into the confirmation page and change that as well. Okay, a few other actions here. You want to make sure that the emails are going out, and so look inside Webinar Jam in the days following. Make sure your replay email goes out. Make sure your follow-up sequence is actually happening. One thing I like to do is personally follow up with hot attendees. So if I notice people were inside the chat and talking to me and excited and seem really warm but didn't buy, I'll go find them on Facebook. I'll send them an email. I'll follow up however I need to make sure that I get all their questions answered and make sure that I'm really getting them taken care of. So we'll hunt people down afterwards, even if they didn't buy live on the webinar. Thirdly, you want to go ahead and delete emails of purchasers inside Webinar Jam here. And so just because we don't have sales tracking set up yet, they're still going to receive emails inside Webinar Jam, even if they already purchased from you. And so just make sure that you go do that. So the way you do that is you're going to go back into Webinar Jam, click on the Analytics tab, go down to number 2, registrants and attendees, and then you want to delete an email from the person who purchased, so they'll stop receiving the follow-up emails there. And then number 4 here, what you want to do is just watch your email for buying questions. So a lot of times people will email you afterwards and say, hey, I just had one quick question before I purchase here. You want to be watching your email and get back to them very quickly and thoroughly, and maybe hop on a phone call with someone if you need to. What I want to emphasize here is that the few days after a webinar is all about making the sale. And so we've got a system that's going to run week after week after week, and ultimately is going to make more and more sales on its own. But here early on, you might just have to go out there and track people down and hop on phone calls and do emails with people to get those first sales rolling here. I mean, that's why we go beat out a lot of people, because we're willing to do that and we're willing to make the sale. And so don't get distracted by getting ready for the next week's webinar right away. You want to take those actions I mentioned earlier in the video, get things set up, but then the next few days are about getting more buyers there. So with that, guys, you are all set up for next week's webinar. In the next video, I'm going to talk about metrics, tracking, and optimizing your webinar system for the past week, and how to make changes and adjustments and get you moving forward to increase your results for the next week. All right, I'll see you guys in that video.